Hello, this is Patrick. Welcome to Chart Built Wealth, profitable investing with technical analysis. As you can hear, I have a heck of a cold. I've been working all evening writing a newsletter I do for a brokerage firm, but I wanted to get this and one or two more out tonight to my YouTube channel because today was a really interesting day and affected a lot of things. So let's get into it. Okay, this is a long-term chart of the S&P 500, and I'm not into making major market calls, even though I've done pretty well at it over the years. But I think it's information that every investor should have because it gives you a basis for what you're going to buy or sell. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean if I'm bearish that I'm not going to buy utilities because utilities can go up when the market goes down. It doesn't matter if I'm bearish on the market that I'm not going to buy cannabis. Uh, MSOS, the ETF that went up 25% today. So there's always things that I will be looking at, but on a long-term basis, the S&P 500 had a very bearish month quietly. I don't think a lot of people recognize it. So, two things I want to point out on this long-term chart that goes back to 2005. Um, uh, the first one is that ever since about 2000, this is a long-term perspective. So this is just something to keep in the back of your mind. And when you're investing, when you're buying anything, real estate, whatever you're buying, you should think about the health of the overall market longer term. And I don't think it's very healthy. So um, the reason is ever since like 2018, 2019, as we've hit all these higher highs on the stock market, we've hit lower highs on our RSI, giving us a huge negative divergence, flashing a caution sign. Beware, a change of trend is coming. And as we can see, this divergence can go on and on. It's been going on for almost 5 years before the 2000 and before the 2000 crash. We had a 4-year negative divergence where people thought, oh, the market can never go down, whatever. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. And what this means is as we are hitting all these higher highs, the underlying internals are weakening. And it's like a general running up a hill to engage in battle. And as he gets higher and higher towards the top of the hill to fight the enemy, he looks back and soldiers are falling off and less are following him. It's the same kind of thing. So that was one thing I wanted to point out. The second one was this month price action. That's why I'm writing this tonight. Excuse me, is because we had a monthly bearish engulfing pattern. So each one of these bars is a month of price action monthly. So it's a monthly charts mean more than weekly charts, and weekly charts mean more than daily charts, and daily charts mean more than intraday charts. Because the bigger the chart or the time frame, the more impact it can have. So what we had this month was we had a bearish engulfing pattern on a monthly chart. And what that means is you can barely see this, but the red bar up at top, I should have done a close up too, um, started at the top of the month, at the high of the month, and by the end of the month, entered just about at the low. And what that red bar did, that's why it's red, because it opened lower than it opened, is that the previous month we had a white bar going up, and this month we totally engulfed that. So all the upside of last month was taken back with this month's price action, and it's called a bearish engulfing pattern. Um, Maybe it suggests that there were euphoric buyers last month that were buying out of their minds, maybe buying Nvidia or whatever. But This month it was taken back from them. So it's really quite a reversal pattern. Not that common. I went back and looked at other ones, and you can see at the 2022 high, or I think it was late 2021, which is where we had a pretty big decline, 30 some percent. The Russell 2000 still isn't back above that level. Um, we had one at the top there. We had one at the top in 2020. We had one at the top in 2018. We had one at the top in 2015. We had three in the big down move from 2007 to 2009. So, they're not real common. So it's something to think about. So let's take a look at the shorter term, see what's happening here. So here we go. We had a negative divergence on the daily chart, a small one. So we're looking at 6 months, but even when I broke it down to a short-term chart, there was a negative divergence developing saying that we were going to get some sort of correction, which we did. And then I mentioned the other night that we had a confluence of moving averages, uh, I call it a bearish rainbow convergence because prices had broken through the moving averages and these were all coming together above the prices. So it was going to become resistance. And I said, the market's going to rally, but we're going to see if it can get uh, through this resistance level or not. Two types of things could happen. It could sit here and wait for the moving averages to come down and touch them, and then we'd find out what would happen. Or that's a type one convergence. A type two convergence is when prices come back to that convergence, and if they can't break through, it suggests new lows. So in this case, it'd be below 49.53. So it started that like the day after, then we got a pop above, but now we got a solid close below. So all this short-term chart tells me is that most likely, or unless the Fed says something tomorrow that they're going to lower interest rates, or who knows, you know, um, but I'd still bet on my chart ahead of any noise or what the Fed's going to do. Markets are stronger than the Fed, stronger than anybody. So most likely we'll see a lower low, but low is 49.53, which is, I don't know, only 2 or 3% lower. But in the back of my mind, I have this longer term chart, what's going on there. So what happened there? Oops. So I'm bearish on the market as long as 5,200 holds. If it can't break through these moving averages here, um, I'm bearish against that. And so some of the, uh, so I just wanted to pass that information along. Um, I don't think the sky is falling. I don't believe that you shouldn't invest in certain things, but it certainly will change the dynamics of what I purchase. Anyway, please subscribe and like. Thank you for watching Chart Built Wealth, Profitable Investing with Technical Analysis. I will have a brief update here tonight on the cannabis ETF MSOS, which skyrocketed today, and maybe something on China in the same YouTube video. Thank you. Have a great evening.